Greetings, YouTubers, and welcome to my 21st TTM video. Hope everybody's doing great out there, as summer's just about over now, officially. Fall coming. Today I have 2 purchases that I got and 7 TTMs that I received. So, we'll start with the first purchase that came today. It was an autograph photo of a boxer, a Sports Illustrated cover of Mr. Ray. Get that a little better, maybe. I don't know. Kind of hard with the glare there. Ray Boom Boom Mancini on the cover there. Get a little bit of a better one. Mr. Mancini, born in March 1961. He's 59. Youngstown, Ohio native. Ray's father, Lenny, the original Boom Boom, was a top-ranked contender during his day, but during World War II, he suffered serious injuries and his fighting career was over. So young Ray took it up, became a boxer. His first fight was October 18th, 1979, and he knocked out Phil Bowen in the first round. 2 years later, on October 3rd, 1981, he lost his first professional fight while fighting for the WBC lightweight title against Alexis Arguello in Atlantic City, New Jersey, at the old Bally's Park Place. Great fighter. Alexis Arguello was. On May 8th, 1982, he defeated WBA lightweight champ Arturo Frias in the first round at the Aladdin Hotel in Las Vegas to become WBA lightweight champ. And probably one of the his famous fights, most infamous in boxing history, one of them, November 13th, 1982 at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. Ray Mancini fought Dooku Kim of South Korea, and he TKO'd him in the 14th round. Dooku Kim tragically died 4 days later, and this is what led to many fights being changed to 12 rounds. Boom Boom never really, I don't think, got over that, and who would? That's a tragedy. In June of 1984, he lost his title to Livingstone Bramble. He would go on to fight a few more years and make a couple of comebacks. He finished with a record of 29-5, 23 KOs in his career. And this is August 1982 cover that he signed. I purchased. Pretty good price. This was a few months before Dooku Kim tragedy. Ray Boom Boom Mancini there. I like the old-time fighters. The next purchase came in the form of another autographed postcard, and this one of the NFL version, Hall of Famer Dante Gluefingers Lavelli, signed on there. Gluefingers, HOF, 1975. Dante Bert Joseph Lavelli, better known as Gluefingers, because everything that seemed to get thrown to him he could catch. Was born in 1923, passed away in 2009. Great wide receiver. Actually, in high school, though, at Hudson, Ohio, he was a running back. He also played baseball and was in track and field as well. Well, after high school ended, he committed to actually going to the University of Notre Dame. Took a visit and talked to fifth-string running back Eddie Prokop, who was actually a really good running back. And after talking to him, he decided he didn't want to go to Notre Dame. He said if Eddie Prokop was a good running back or a fifth-string player, I was not one to sit on anybody's bench. So he enrolled at The Ohio State University. Just happened to, they got a new coach at that time. Paul Brown was the head coach at Ohio State. Legendary high school coach in Massillon, Ohio, and would become a all-time great head coach in the pros. While in college, the Detroit Tigers tried to sign him to a contract. He was that good of a player, a good infielder. And while at Ohio State, he switched from running back to wide receiver, which he would get elected to the Hall of Fame for. He played the 1942 National Championship team at Ohio State. And after that year, well, the Army came a-calling. It was World War II. He was drafted and served in the U.S. Army, the 28th Infantry Division during World War II. And this guy saw combat. Omaha Beach. Operation Overlord, better known as D-Day, June 6, 1944. He also served at the Battle of the Bulge. He served in some bloody fights and managed to survive. After World War II, the Detroit Tigers still wanted him to play in their team, but he decided to sign a pro contract with the newly formed All-American Football Conference in 1946, the AAFC. He signed with the Cleveland Browns. Who happened to be the coach? Yes, Paul Brown. He signed a $500 bonus, got that, which today is about $6,555. He played his entire career with the Browns from 1946 to 56. Actually, the NFL drafted him in 1947. The Rams picked him in the 10th round with the 103rd pick, but he wasn't leaving Cleveland. He finished with a total of 386 receptions, 6,488 receiving yards, 62 touchdowns. He was a 3-time NFL champ, 4-time AAFC champ, 3 times went to the Pro Bowl. He played on a team with Otto Graham, Marion Motley, and Lou the Toe Groza, all Hall of Fame players as he was. After his career ended, or towards the end of his career I should say, he was involved with the creation of the NFL Players Association, which still is around today and very powerful. So this is Dante Glue Fingers Lavelli, great Browns player, great Ohio native. Saw it, got a good price, had to go with it. And now for the TTMs. This first one came all the way from Michigan. It took, well, about 2 weeks, I should say. Total of 14 days. And it's an 8x10 photo of Mr. Detroit Tiger, Denny McLean. Not Mr. Tiger, but pitcher for the Tigers, Denny McLean. There, the glare. Killing me. Try to get a better light here. And Denny McLean with the high kick. I got this on eBay, this photo, and sent it to him. I know he requires a donation of some sort, so I sent him $10. I didn't ask for any inscriptions, but he loaded it. 31-6, 1968, Cy Young 68-69, and MVP 1968. So that ain't bad for the price. Yeah, came all the way back from Michigan. Dennis Dale McLean, better known as Denny, 76 years old, born March 1944 in Illinois. Played in the major leagues from 1963 to 72. Went to Mount Carmel High School in Illinois. Played shortstop and pitched. Met his future wife as a teenager, Sharon Boudreau, and she happened to be the daughter of Hall of Famer Lou Boudreau. He signed with the Chicago White Sox after high school in June 1962 as an amateur free agent. In his minor league debut, he threw a no-hitter, struck out 16 batters on June 28th against the Salem Rebels. He was selected off waivers on April 8th, 1963 by the Detroit Tigers and made his major league debut on September 21st, 1963 at the age of 19 against the Chicago White Sox, of course. He gave up 1 earned run and 7 hits. He also hit a home run, his only home run in his career. McLean was one of only 6 teenaged pitchers to hit a major league homer since 1920. They also included a guy by the name of Don Drysdale and Jim Palmer. He played for Detroit from 1963 to 70, also with the Washington Senators, the Oakland Athletics, and finished up with the Atlanta Braves in 1972, playing for both Oakland and Atlanta. He was a 3-time All-Star, won the World Series in 1968 with Detroit, was American League MVP in 1968, and twice was the AL Cy Young, 1968 and 69, back-to-back, as you can see. He put it there in the photo. That magical year in 1968, the year of the pitcher, Bob Gibson had that anemic ERA. Don Drysdale had his scoreless inning streak. It was quite a year. Denny McLean was 31-6 that particular year. Last 30-game winner in Major League Baseball. He had a 1.96 ERA, 280 strikeouts, and walked 63 batters. His career record was 131 and 91 with a 3.39 ERA and 1,282 strikeouts. He was famous for playing the organ, and he was really good at it. He performed on the Ed Sullivan Show with his musical quartet, and the guy playing guitar just happened to be the guy he faced in the World Series, Bob Gibson. He also released 2 albums of him playing the organ, different songs. I can't say that I have either one. Denny was quite the character in his day with the people he associated with. He also missed the start of the 1969 All-Star game because he had a dental appointment. He was a pilot, so he flew his own plane to the Washington area to show up for the game in Washington, D.C. It was the second inning that he showed up for. But again, this was Denny McLean. Took 14 days. He usually requires a donation. I think about $10 I sent. I don't know, it's anywhere 5 to 10. He also sent his card there. You got the address there if you want to try to write him. Got a podcast too, as he points on there, and a website. But good deal. Got a couple great years as a pitcher in the major leagues. The next one came from California. It took 8 days. This was also $10. This is his fee. It's a Hall of Fame postcard, and that is, get that out of there, that is Mr. Jim Palmer. Signed that Hall of Fame postcard for me to add to the collection. I like it. James Alvin Palmer Jim, 74 years old, born in October 1945, so his birthday's coming up on the 15th. He'll be 75. Still looks good. Stays in shape. Born in New York City. Pitched in the major leagues from 1965 to 84, all with the Baltimore Orioles. Made his major league debut May 16th, 1965, when he beat the New York Yankees. He hit his first of his 3 career home runs, a 2-run homer in the 4th inning off Jim Bouton. He finished 5-4 his rookie year. He had 268 wins in his career, 2.86 ERA, 2,212 strikeouts. I get that number right. 6 times he was an All-Star, 3-time World Series champ, 3-time American League Cy Young Award winner, 4-time Gold Glover, pitched a no-hitter on August 13th, 1969 against Oakland. And in 1971, he went 20-9. Teammate Mike Cuellar went 20-9. Dave McNally went 21-5, and Pat Dobson went 20-8. That is 4 guys who won 20 games. Only the 1920 Chicago White Sox had 4 20-game winners. So that's pretty good. He appeared in 6 World Series overall. He won 3. Didn't have so good luck against the Pirates in 71 or 79 when they lost both those. And in 69, of course, they were shocked by the New York Mets. Tried to come back in 1991, but was not successful at all in that comeback, and that was it. But again, 8 days. He does require, I believe, $10. Came all the way from California. He originally had a Florida address, but then people were saying on SCN to go to California, which I did, and that was probably the right place to go. This next one came from Miami, Florida. 7 days. There was no fee whatsoever. Signed all 3 of my cards. Didn't sign the index card, but I'll get over that. That's always a bonus to get the index card signed. I don't send it to him to do that. That's former New England Patriot offensive lineman Mr. Bruce Armstrong. Signed all 3 of the cards for me there. Did a great job, too. Love that signature. Future Hall of Famer? Maybe. Great offensive lineman. Bruce Charles Armstrong is 55, born in September 1965 in Miami, Florida. Attended Miami Central High School and went to the University of Louisville. In 1987 in the NFL Draft, he was picked in the first round with the 23rd pick by the New England Patriots. Played with New England from 1987 to 2000. Missed the Super Bowl, getting the title there. 6 times was a Pro Bowler, played in 212 games, started all 212, and had 9 fumble recoveries. He's a member of the New England Patriots Hall of Fame. And a great offensive lineman. Better than him probably was John Hanna, one of the greatest of all time, but I like Bruce. Hopefully he'll get in Hall of Fame one day. He signed all 3 here. The old Pro Set card, I like that. Signed another Pro Set card. They had some good cards. And the score here, I like that one too. Included his number on all 3. And again, there was no fee with Bruce Armstrong there. This next one came from North Carolina. It took 9 days, no fee on this one. And it is another NFL Hall of Famer here, and that is Mr. Chris Hamburger. Sign that goal line art card. A nice job, too. Chris Hamburger is 79, born in August 1941 at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Attended the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. In 1965, in the NFL draft, he was selected in the 18th round with the 245th pick by the Washington football team, I'll say, not the old name. Played with Washington from 1965 to 78, was a 9-time Pro Bowler, was the NFC Defensive Player of the Year in 1972. Played on the famous no-name defense. That's the, no, he was the over-the-hill gang. The no-name defense was in Miami. I apologize to all Miami fans and Washington fans. He played on the over-the-hill gang with Washington, with the George Allen crew. He was nicknamed the Hangman for his clothesline tackles. Played in one Super Bowl where Washington lost to Miami that year when they went undefeated. That was the no-name defense in Miami. Get that correct. Played 187 games, had 19 interceptions and 5 touchdowns. And he's a member of the Hall of Fame, elected in 2011. He signed the card, put my name on it. Perfect. Great signature there on that card. And there's a little bit on the back about him. Who he played for, linebacker. So, very nice. Like that card. No fee again. Mr. Chris Hamburger. And this next one is coming from Arizona. A lot of Arizonas out there. And this is actually a 3 of 3 because he signed the index card for me. I'll put those out, and that's former NBA player Mr. Jim Paxson. Well, Jimmy, there's the index card. He put best wishes on it for me. Put his number 4 on there. I got him on hoops with the Celtics and one with the Portland Trailblazers. Like that Trailblazers card, that's why I got it. James Joseph Jim Paxson. Born in 1957, he's 63 in Kettering, Ohio. He's the son of former NBA player Jim Paxson Sr., who went to the University of Dayton, and his brother, John Paxson, played with the Bulls. Jim here went to the University of Dayton himself, and the 1979 NBA draft was picked in the first round with the 12th pick by the Portland Trailblazers. Played in the NBA from 1979 to 1990, played with Portland for most of his career from 79 to 88, and then finished up with the Celtics in 88 and played till 1990. Twice was an All-Star. Was traded from Portland to Boston. At the time he was traded, he was Portland's all-time leading scorer. He scored 11,199 points in his career, which came to about 14.3. Had 1,593 rebounds, about 2.0 a game, and 2,300 assists, about 2.9. So he signed all 3. It was 8 days. There was no fee for Mr. Paxson. Did a great job. Included his number on all of them. The old upper deck, that was my favorite of the bunch. The hoops, and he also signed the index card as well. So I thank him for that also. And this next one came from Orlando, Florida. And it was a 1 of 1. Didn't sign the index card, but as I always say, I'll live. And it's a former Major League player and manager, Mr. Davey Johnson. Got him on that card there. David Allen Johnson, Davey, 77 years old, born in January 1943 in Orlando, Florida. Very good second baseman. He played 1 season of baseball at Texas A&M and then signed with the Baltimore Orioles as an amateur free agent in 1962. Played baseball from 1965 to 1978, including 1975 and 76 in Japan with the Yomiuri Giants. Batted .261 in his career, had 136 homers, 609 ribbies. Played for the Orioles from 1965 to 72. That was where he played the most. Then with the Braves, played in Japan and came back to play in the United States with the Phillies and finished up with the Cubs in 1978. 4 times was an All-Star. Won the World Series twice as a player and once as a manager. And was a 3-time Gold Glover and 2-time Manager of the Year. Davey Johnson managed the Mets from 1984 to 1990, where he won the World Series, of course, in 1986. Mets did get to the postseason in 1988, but were upset by the Los Angeles Dodgers. Had a great run. Managed the Reds from 1993 to 1995, but did not get along with Marge Schott very well. Not much of a shocker there. Managed the Orioles and then went on to the Dodgers and finished his career with the Washington Nationals as their manager from 2011 to 2013. He briefly managed the Netherlands national team in 2003 and managed Team USA in the 2008 Summer Olympics. He's a member of the Baltimore Orioles Hall of Fame, the New York Mets Hall of Fame. He won 1,372 games as a manager, 56.2% winning percentage. Great winning percentage. Is he a Hall of Famer as a manager? Possibility. I'm a little biased, because I like the Mets. So I would say yes, but to wait and see, I wouldn't be surprised. And this last one took 12 days, came from Texas. Now this gentleman, I sent $10 to him because he gets a lot of mail, and he also signed for me already once, and it's a baseball by Dr. Bobby Brown. He didn't put four-time World Series champ on the ball, which I asked, but hey, guy signed it. That's nice of him. Right there. I had already gotten a card from him a while back, and I didn't pay for that. So this time with a ball, I felt I should, give him something. And he took it, which is good. He should put it in there. But normally he's free for cards. And I did him in an earlier video, so I won't spend a ton of time on him. Dr. Robert William Bobby Brown. 95 right now. He was born in October 1924, so he'll be 96 in a couple of weeks, about a month. Born in Seattle, Washington. Played 1946 to 1954. His entire career with the New York Yankees. Hit .279, had 22 homers and 237 RBIs. 4 times was a World Series champ. He hit .439 in 17 World Series games. He was also president of the American League from 1984 to 1994. And again, I did contribute. I gave a donation of $10 for 12 days, but again, solid. Worth it. Getting up there in age, and I appreciate him signing it. And that was it for today. I'm hoping to get some more tomorrow and start doing maybe some more TTMs. I want to thank everybody for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. If you like what you see, leave a comment. We always love comments here and love to respond to them. Everybody should take care, be safe, and again, if anyone needs any addresses, if I have anything that you want an address for, please let me know. I would be happy to send it to you. I'd like to share. We're all in this thing together as a fun hobby. So everybody take care, and good night, New Hampshire.